the meeting to order. This is a little bit different right now. Immediately after calling the meeting to order, presiding officer polled members for the attendance of the governing body. Todd Johnson. Here. Les Hill.
Yes, here.
Johnny McScurry.
Here.
Shealy.
Nick
Shealy. I got one. I'm sorry.
here.
Nick, and then my wonderful friend Travis Reeder, who says he's got gout. So, and then Mary from afar, Mary Arrowwood.
I'm here.
Okay. With that, I have the invocation in place. So, if all people would please stand. Please bow your head. Heavenly Father, please hear our prayers as we ask for your blessings as our country is in a state it's never seen before. Wrap your loving arms around all of our leaders, our first responders, and all those in harm's way. Teach us to love each other as you have first taught us to love. Help us to work together for the good of our country. In your name, and as we show unity, may we join together in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven,
Art in heaven,
Hallowed
be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth
As it is in heaven.
Give us this
Day our daily bread.
Forgive
And
us
forgive us our
trespasses,
trespasses,
as we
as
forgive
we
those who
forgive those who
trespass
trespass against us.
Lead us
And
not
lead us
into
not into
temptation,
temptation,
but
but deliver us from evil.
Thine is the
For thine
kingdom,
is the kingdom,
power, and the glory,
power and the glory,
forever and ever.
forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
please, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
United
America,
States of America,
and to the republic
to
which it stands,
which it
one
stands,
nation,
one
under
nation,
God,
under God,
indivisible, with
indivisible,
liberty and
with
justice
liberty
for
and
all.
justice for all.
This time I would just like to say welcome everybody, and at this time I'd just like to say welcome to the new council members. Appreciate you being willing to put your name on the dotted line and offer your services for this great county in which we live. So with that being said, I'll turn the meeting over to Jay Topica for the election of chair.
Thank you, Mr. Livingston. I hope all of you have a copy of the agenda so you see the procedures we're going to follow. I will open the floor for nominations for the chair. Mr. Reeder,
I'd like to nominate Buddy Livingston.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for chair?
I'd like to nominate Les Hill.
Is there a second?
I move nomination come to a close.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. I didn't
I
have a
move the
second.
nomination.
Well, I'll second that.
Okay. Been properly moved and seconded. Any more nominations? Okay, hearing no more, I will close the nominations. We'll start with the first nominee. All those in favor of Mr. Livingston, please signify by saying yes or aye.
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 Okay. Those who are not in favor of it, please signify by saying nay.
What was, where we voting on now?
Nay.
Not in favor of Mr. Livingston.
Okay, nay. Nay.
Okay. Mr. Livingston has been elected chair by 5-2, I believe. Turn the meeting back to you, Mr. Livingston.
Okay. With that being said, I'd like to say thank you for your support. I appreciate your trust in me as we move forward in 2021. Again, thank you. Item number 2, election for vice chair. Do we have a nomination for vice chair?
I'd like
I
to
make the
nominate Les Hill.
nomination that Todd Johnson be vice chair.
All right, we got Todd Johnson. Do we have a second?
Mary.
Mary Arrowwood is making a nomination for Todd Johnson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Scurry. Do we have any more nominations?
I'd like to nominate Les Hill.
All right, we have a nomination for Les Hip by Nick Shealy. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Les Hip. Okay, all in favor of Todd Johnson? No, do we have a motion nomination come to a close?
Yes.
Second, okay. Any other nominations? I mean, anybody second? Okay, our nominations are now closed. All right, all in favor of Todd Johnson for vice chair? Say yay.
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 Okay. All right, all opposed to Todd Johnson?
Nay. Nay.
Okay, so it's a 5-2 with Mary Arrowwood, Buddy Livingston, heck, I was gonna say Kirksey Coon. That's Mary Arrowwood, Todd Johnson, Travis Reeder, Johnny McScurry, and myself in favor. Those opposed would be Les Hip and Mary Arrowwood. I mean, Les Hip and Nick Shealy. Okay? All right, congratulations, Todd. All right, with that being said, we need, item number 3 is adoption of the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to adopt this consent agenda? Motion by Mr. Reeder, second by Mr. Scurry. Any discussion? All in favor? Show of hands. All right, any additions or deletions for the agenda? Hearing none, do I have a motion we adopt the agenda as presented? All show of hands, please. Okay, it's not unanimous. All right, item number 5, ordinance number 010121, an ordinance to amend the budget ordinance for fiscal year 2021, ordinance number 041420, to provide for the revised revenue and expenditure appropriations relating to the operating and capital purposes of Newberry County. This is the first reading. Mr. Adams, do you want to address that?
This is an amendment to the FY 2021 budget. All the items involved in this amendment concern economic development. In fact, they all concern property acquisition and testing, except for one part which includes a grant for an expanding industry. I'll be glad to go over each part of that if you gentlemen would like me to in advance, or answer questions however you see fit.
What are the wishes of council? You've had the opportunity to read over it. Anybody got any questions or want any further explanation?
I do have a question under the Part A.
Okay?
I understand in Part B, both of those are within our current budget without getting additional property tax funding.
Correct. None of these requires additional property tax funding. Part A, the ordinance is divided into 2 parts. Part A pertains to new capital budgets that aren't already in the FY 2021 budget. And Part B pertains to amendments to existing budgets, capital budgets that are part of the FY 2021 budget.
So the Part A is, if I understand it, Wayne, is the Epping Ballinger property? That'll be the special source revenue bond?
Yep. Part A1 has to do with just options and testing on additional property. In addition to the property we'll talk about purchasing, we've also been sort of working ahead of the curve to get some options on property also near the Mid-Carolina Commerce Park. In fact, it's on Highway 773 between the railroad tracks. I think Mr. Shealy was in a meeting with me back maybe almost a year ago now where we talked about this property. We weren't able to get all the options at that time, but we are pursuing those now. We're looking to get as much as 300 acres between the railroad tracks. And that would be just with options. We're looking for a 3-year period. And we would go ahead and spend the money to test the property. I say getting ahead of the curve because we have a lot of interest in the property we have now. I mean, we haven't even pulled the trigger to buy the property next to the golf course, and now we've already got 2 fairly large projects that are looking at it. So I'd be surprised if it were available still a year from now. It will take us 18 months to get over across the creek, which is in Part B. Hold just a second here. Yeah, in Part B, one of the parts of the existing budget that we're changing, we call Extension of Mid-Carolina Commerce Park. This is to go behind M&M Tech, across the creek, to provide a loop road. We would include all of the water, sewer, roadway, and open up about 130 acres and 1.75 million square feet of building capacity. But that's going to take about 18 months. So you can see the dilemma if in the next year we are able to sell the property that we're talking about purchasing tonight, and that is under A2. That's called Mid-Carolina Commerce Park 2. This is the property next to the golf course. If people are indeed as interested in this as they've indicated already, and we sell that property, then we're still waiting a year and a half to get behind, across the creek behind M&M Technics. This property, we could go ahead and test. This property, if we're able to get all of it optioned, could accommodate 2 million square feet. It could accommodate 2 million square feet in a single building if we do some, we've got a wetlands problem we'd have to mitigate, but we could do that while building the first 1 million square feet. So,
All right, heard the explanation. Any additional questions or comments?
I actually have a couple of questions. First off,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Adams, thank you so much for how much time you spent talking with me about this and kind of giving me some information. This is certainly a different side of county government for me, so I'm blessed by that. The first part of my question is going to be, are these going to be individual ordinances? In other words, could we, if we so chose, I'm not saying how I would choose at this point, but if we so chose, could we be part of some of it, but not for another part of it?
yes, with an amendment during the reading process, you could move to strike some part of it.
Okay.
And you could identify it by its sub-paragraph, say, I move to strike this part. And the way that works, just because we've got a number of new people in here, is there's a motion to approve and then a second, then comes discussion period.
Gotcha.
That's when you can offer an amendment. Once an amendment is offered, it has to be seconded and voted on. If it's approved, it becomes part of the main motion.
Standard Robert's rules?
Yes.
Okay. All right. My other question is, do we as a council plan on meeting on this? Again, I plan on voting for it tonight to get it through first reading, but I think it would behoove us to sit down and talk about this before we get way ahead of ourselves on this.
We could have a work session, Mr. Chairman.
I would like that.
About this
Very
very
much.
topic.
If that's what wishes would be, yeah, we can definitely do that. Again, with 4 new people. Mary, chime in anytime you want. I'm looking at these people and I'm not looking directly at you, but chime in anytime you want. But I think it would be well served to orient everybody to what's happening and how it will implement and how it can implicate the future of this county.
That would be within my comfort zone, that we discuss that before we spend that kind of money, or
Okay.
borrow that kind of money.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? We do realize this is first reading, so we got 2 more readings to make this happen, so.
Not yet.
All right. I thought we had a motion in a second already.
No.
No? All right, we got a motion to move this forward as first reading. Motion by Nick Shealy, second by Travis Reeder. All in favor, raise your hand. It is unanimous to move through with first reading. Mr. Adams, at this time, would it be appropriate to try to go ahead and set up a work session?
Yes, we typically have non-council meetings on Monday night, like committee meetings, but we can have it on another Wednesday night, whatever works best for you guys. Staff is open and already prepared to provide all the information on this, so we're ready at a moment's notice.
And take this opportunity to say to the general public, I guess we're pretty much kind of narrowed in on 6 o'clock as our meeting time, so anybody want to offer a suggestion on a date at 6 o'clock?
I would say one day next week before we had the
Well,
next
we do
meeting.
Monday, next Monday?
That works.
Or Wednesday, it could be a week from tonight. Does that give everybody enough time? Too much time?
Monday's fine with me.
I can do either.
You can do Wednesday.
Yeah,
I can do Monday or Wednesday.
I can do either one of those.
Mr. Scurry,
Fine.
Mr. Hill.
Monday works better, but,
Yeah.
I can't do Wednesday.
Okay, is everybody okay with Monday at 6 p.m.?
It actually was
And
Okay.
you said the 25th,
the 11th.
the 11th.
A week,
Uh,
yeah.
Hope I'm well.
Are you okay with that, Mary?
If I'm well, I mean, you know,
Well, we'll do the same thing. We'll use the same.
I hope I'm well. It's been a rough roller coaster. But,
Yeah,
Do I know?
yeah. So, all right, good. Mr. Chairman, anything else for me?
No, I think that's all. I think we'll just, if y'all can set that up for the 11th, we'd be greatly appreciative of it.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't say again, the amount of research and literature provided to this is impeccable, so thank you for that.
All right, item number 6, appointments. Mr. Johnson. Any
I
appointments?
just stepped into the water, Chairman.
Yeah, well, this is just kind of a formal agenda that we have here, so I'm just going to go down the list. Mr. Les Hill.
Buddy, if, I know it's probably available on the website, I haven't gone to it, but it might be convenient, I'll say, if we could get a list of the different committees with the names of the people that are serving and the vacancies by district, so that we'll know who and how many we have to fill.
And I think that would be good too, Les, because that way it would let you at least know who already is serving in your area. If somebody you want to talk to out of courtesy, I think it would be good for the new elected officials to call them and at least converse with them one way or the other. So I think that would be a good one. But for formality of the thing here, I'm just going, you just say no appointments at this time, and we'll move on until next
Yeah, I
time.
have no appointments.
Johnny McScurry,
None any?
Nick Shealy,
No appointments at this
Travis
time.
Reeder,
None.
and myself, none at this time. All right? Public comments by those signed up. I don't think we had anybody signed up, did we? Executive session not needed. Comments or requests from the county administrator?
Chairman, just to reiterate, welcome to the returning and new members. Look forward to working with you. Want to say a special congratulations to staff for putting together our first virtual meeting with really no hiccups. We got Taylor Davenport here. Jay Tothiker pretends to have had something to do with it. We got Debbie and Karen back here. But Irvin West, who is watching remotely from his office, played a big role in this. And of course, ACS, our contractor, who is training our folks to take over. We started this because of COVID. COVID is paying for the equipment and the first meetings that we had. And so we are going to be taking that over ourselves, and there are a lot of exciting possibilities about it. So we will be able to explore that with us. Thank you.
All right, this time comments from council members. Todd Johnson.
Just what an exciting adventure I believe this is going to be. I have nothing but respect for every one of you, and I'm thankful to be working with each of you. Nothing but respect for this staff, and just excited about what we're going to do together to better Newberry County.
Mr. Les Hips, second time around.
Yeah, glad to be here. Appreciate all the support I've got from staff so far, and I anticipate in the future. And, you know, looking forward to working with all the council members, some of which I've had the opportunity of working with before, some of which I'm just now going to have that opportunity. So look forward to it.
It's going to be great.
Mr. Johnny McScurry, or the Reverend Johnny McScurry, and I guess I should have said the Reverend Todd Johnson also.
Looking forward to a new exciting year. New peoples, I know all of them. I know all of them quite well. Good-hearted, good hard-working people, and honestly, look forward to going forward this year with a great council.
All right, Mr. Nick Shealy.
I look forward to working with everybody. It's a true honor. Like Johnny Mack said, I know most of you, all of you great people, great community leaders. And I look forward to working with you all and the staff.
Mr. Travis Reeder.
Yeah, I just want to thank the staff for bringing us up into the 21st century. And congratulate everyone for coming aboard. I'm looking forward to working with those who I've worked with before and all of the newcomers. I'm looking forward to working with everybody.
Thank you. Miss Mary Arrowwood from afar.
Well, I'm part of the new technology today. I do want to thank the staff. Wayne covered with all who had helped, but it was a very smooth transition to get this up and running, so I want to thank them. You know, I'm sorry I am sick because I'd rather be there. I'm excited to be part of this council and to continue to help the citizens of Newberry County. Just this one item that we dealt with today will bring us up to about 600 acres that we'll have for development. You know, it's looking out for our future citizens. So if people want grocery stores and they want better things, we have to have some growth. So I'm excited to be part of that and look forward to working with each and every one of you.
All right. Thank you, Mary. I guess I have the final comments. Again, to those newly elected and those who are newly re-elected, congratulations, welcome. It takes a lot to put your name on the dotted line, to take a chance of winning and losing. It also takes a lot to put your name out there and to try to represent your district, but not just your district, your county as a whole, because we're such a small county. I think I heard the comment from everybody saying know each other, work with each other. Folks, we're such a small county, everybody just about knows everybody. So it's not kind of that you can hide from not knowing everybody and trying to be upfront with everybody and trying to do what we can to make this county work. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. I do appreciate the honor of being able to serve as chair again. It's a lot of good people here. We've got a lot of good opportunities. We're on the cutting edge of so much in this county right now with economic development, of course with the technology, which we probably need to continue to expand that so that we can make sure that we service our communities and county with that. And regardless of what party you represent, folks, please pray for our country tonight as we see so much. I mean, it's a state that we've never seen in our lifetime, and I really and truly hope we don't ever see it again. This is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous role modeling for our children, our future generations to come. And I could go on, and I'm going to shut up with that, but I'm almost embarrassed just to see how our country is reacting to what we got going on in Washington. And it sure is nice to have a group of civil people. To our staff who has put together and tried to transition this in a quick amount of time, thank y'all so much. Folks, I think everybody has our phone numbers, but if not, please make sure you have each council member's phone number so that we can dialogue and communicate on things that are in the best interest of this county. Again, thank you, and thank you for putting your name on the line. Future meetings, County Council 01-2021. I will back up and say, let me get this pulled up right, make sure. Also, a County Council work session, January 11th, 2021 at 6 p.m. Then the County Council meeting on 01-2021 at 6 p.m. B, Public Safety and Courts Committee, 01-25-21 at 6 p.m. And then already into the second month, County Council meeting 02-03-21, 6 p.m. So just remember 6 p.m. now. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Mr. Scurry, second by Mr. Johnson.
Second.
All in favor? We are adjourned.